your stake daily to follow this man because you believed into the inheritance to the point that you would go to the grave, then take a bowl of lentils for it. See, a lot of us don't believe in the inheritance to the point, so we take things for it in its place. It could be a mate. It could be weed. It could be alcohol. It could be jobs. It could be friends. It could be whatever type of pleasure or anything or any derivative of pleasure that you could think of. And that's what we take over the birthright because we don't have that mind to do the opposite of what Esau did, which is to go to the grave with the birthright than to go to the grave with a bowl of beans. A bowl of beans. This man went to the grave with a bowl of beans. You say, like I said, he didn't go to the grave. He died right then when he rejected the power of Elohim for a bowl of beans. He killed himself for a bowl of beans. This man say, what good is this birthright going to do for me, seeing that I'm at the point of death? Mashiach told his apostle when he was at the point of death, how shall the scriptures be fulfilled? He said, the Son of Man go the way which is written. And everyone that's of the truth is going to hear my voice. That's what he said. That man say, it's finished. I can get my inheritance now. I can get it. I endured to the end. I fought a good fight of faith. A crown of life is laid up for me. Oh, man, but they don't hear me, though. Hebrew chapter 6, verse 10. For Elohim is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love which you showed towards his name, and that you have ministered to the Kadeshim and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end, that you be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. See, if your love is strong as death, through that faith and through that patience, you will inherit what this man promised to you. But our love don't be that strong as death. Therefore, we do not show forth that same faith and patience because niggas don't want to wait. Niggas don't want to wait. Niggas feel like when stuff don't move on their time, they going to push it on their own and they crash. They crash. Because they won't wait on Yahuwah. They feel like he's taking too long. Exodus chapter 32. Exodus 32 and 1. And then after that, 2 Peter chapter 3. I'll get back to the Songs of Solomon chapter 8 in a minute. I see I ain't going to get Isaiah 57. And that's okay. That's okay. You know what I mean? It ain't going to hurt nothing. Ain't going to hurt nobody. Exodus 32 and 1. Exodus 32 and 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down from out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods which shall go before us. For as this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Mizraim, we not what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the gold earrings which are in the ears of your wives and of your sons and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off their gold earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them. And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool after he had made it a molten calf, and said, These be thy gods, O Yasharal, which brought thee up out of the land of Mizraim. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it, and Aaron made a proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to Yahuwah. Now let's sit back and what these people did. These people did not believe. They didn't have any patience. They couldn't wait. They could not wait. They said, he's taking too long to get back round here. Let's go ahead and push this ourselves. That's what happened. We can't wait. Let's push it ourselves. Y'all know what ends up happening later on down the line. He said, who on the side of Yahuwah? And 3,000 men lost their life that day. You know the master told you in Luke chapter 12. That if the servants say, my master delay his coming, and begin to eat and be drunken and beat the maid servants and the men servants, then the master will come out upon him in a day that he is not aware, and he will cut him asunder and divide his portion with the hypocrites and unbelievers. Because you're supposed to believe that this man gonna come back, but we turn around and we look at, he's not coming. So you're not moving with that faith and patience to inherit that promise. See, Esau wasn't moving with the faith and patience to inherit that promise. That's why he didn't get it. Because I'm finna die, I'm hungry. He didn't even know if Yahuwah would have came around the corner 2 minutes from then and gave him something to eat. He didn't believe and trust him enough to find out. Because I want what I want when I want it. And if I don't get it what I wanted, I'm going to go get it myself. And you're going to go to hell. Because you're going to end up like Esau, you're going to be rejected. Because he promised this man dominion and rule. That's what we read in Genesis 27, right? Hold on. Hello? Hello? What he promised him was dominion and rule. Let's go back to Genesis 27 and 27 and read that again. And then we'll look in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 26. I'm just going to look at what he promised him. Let's just look at what he promised him. And then we'll be done in Genesis 27. We still got Hosea 12 and Songs of Solomon 8. Hopefully I can work in this. Matter of fact, I can't be able to work that in just a moment. Walking by faith and not sight. Because all is that meaning is, you're walking in that you can't see the promise, but you're persuaded by it. Therefore, you move by it. And we're going to look at that a little bit, Yahuwah willing. 29 straight to the point, 28 straight to the point. He said he gave him the dew of Shamahim, plenty of corn and wine, fatness of the earth, that people would serve him. He would be master over his brethren, and people would bow down to him. This is the birthright. Along with the land. This is the birthright. Now let's look at Revelation 2 and 26, see what the master told you. Now the master's quoting Psalms chapter 2. But it's the same birthright. Because this is what the birthright of the son. You know what I'm saying? He said, this day thou art my son, I have begotten thee. Well, you got to sit back and remember, he said, 2 manner of people have been pulled from your bowels. Well, the master has begotten. He begotten you actually to a lively hope. You understand what I'm telling you? That's what you've been birthed into, is a lively hope. But to be able to be birthed into that lively hope, you had to go in the grave with him. He said, thy dead men shall live with my dead body. So why are you not living with him? Because you did not die with him. And you did not die with him because you did not trust in him, because you did not love him. See, keeping commandments is love, but it's not the ultimate perfection of his love. Because if you don't trust him, then you will not keep those things for the duration. Because you will do like Esau did, and you will sell your birthright for a bowl of beans. You will not hit the dirt with that birthright. Revelation 2 and 26. And he that overcome and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Just like the blessing that Isaac gave to Jacob. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. Just like the blessing, you'll be Lord over them. As vessels of potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father, just like Jacob received of his father. And then he told you, and I will give him the morning star. I will give him eternal life. He gave him the dew of Shamahim, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, which is eternal life. That's what he promised him. That's why Romans 8 tell you, the same Ruach that raised Mashiach from the dead, Elohim will quicken you with that same Ruach, because that's what he promised you. That's your birthright. Eternal life is your birthright. That's what he promised you. He gave you that in the garden. He gave that gospel to Adam in the garden. Don't eat of that right there. This will kill you. Rock with these. He preached the gospel to him then. And Adam preached the gospel to his household. Gospel been preached from the beginning. And he's telling you, if you overcome, if you love me, if your love for me is strong as death, and you believe in me, even though you can't see the reward I'm going to give you, because the master could not see his reward. You can't see that. But you walking in it so you can receive it. He said, well, I'll lay my life down for that. Esau couldn't see the reward. He could see them beans. Let me get them beans. Couldn't wait. You'll have people that see stuff and they'll be dealing with something and it don't go at the time frame that they feel. Impatience will send you to hell. Because impatience is a signal, is a signal of unbelief. That's why we read that in Exodus 32. They couldn't wait, therefore they died. They couldn't wait, so they died. They didn't receive the inheritance because they couldn't wait. He ain't coming back when we think he should come back. So I'm going to do this. And you're going to go to hell behind that. You're going to go to hell behind that because you couldn't wait. That's ugly. Do you know what I'm saying? That is ugly. 1 Corinthians chapter 10. We don't need 2 Peter chapter 3. Your love for him is supposed to be powerful, even to the death. That's why he say, take no thought for your life. That's why he sat back and told you, don't fear him that could kill the body. Fear him that could kill the body and cast it into hell. I say fear him. First Corinthians chapter 10. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5. But with many of them, Elohim was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters as were some of them. For as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication as some of them committed and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Mashiach as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happened unto them for ensamples, and they were written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world is come. You know, let me tell y'all something, right? Because he mentioned something about that murmuring. See, that murmuring, I'm going to tell y'all something real, right? You could get yourself cut off because of your mouth. Just because of your mouth. Your mouth can get you damaged. Notice he said they were murmurers. Now I'm going to show y'all something. Look at James chapter 1 verse 26. See, you see how they say how some of them, all these people that committed the fornication, that committed the idolatry, that rose up to play, all this stuff because of impatience. Because they couldn't wait. I'm telling you, impatience, niggas' mouths, it'll get you in trouble. It can get you into trouble with Yahuwah real quick. James chapter 1, verse 26. Listen what he say. If any man among you seem to be religious, and bridle not his tongue, he deceive his own heart. This man's religion is vain. That man said, if you don't know how to keep your mouth closed, your religion is worthless. Let's look and see why. Psalms chapter 34. And after Psalm chapter 34, John chapter 18. Hold James chapter 1. Let's sit back and show you why the way of life of Mashiach wasn't worthless. Because sometimes you got to know when to shut your mouth. Keep your mouth closed. Everything don't deserve a response. Especially dealing with the word. You ain't always got to say nothing. Let's see if Psalm 34 is what we want. Hold on. Psalm 34 might not be what I'm looking for. It might be another one. Give me a second. Psalms 39, my apologies. Psalms 39 and 1. Say now, remember what he say now? He say if you can't bridle your tongue, your religion is vain. So what he say now? Psalms 39 and 1. He say your religion is vain. Let me work this other book, get back to where we was at, so I can move a little bit more expeditiously. Give me one moment. One moment, please. It's 10:10. Thank y'all for the word. Praise y'all for understanding. Praise y'all for wisdom. Praise y'all for his son. Praise God for salvation. Remember now, he said you deceive your own heart. He said you lying to your own mind. Your religion vain. You'll not keep your mouth closed. Listen what he tell you. Psalm 39:1. I said I will take heed to my ways that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me. I want you to sit back and look at it. He said that he said, if you don't know how to bridle your tongue, you deceive your own heart. That man sat back and said, I'll take heed to my way that I don't sin with my mouth. See, sometimes you can sit back and think you defending something or you doing something, but you be sitting with your own mouth because you don't know when to close it. Sometimes y'all see me say stuff to people, and sometimes you'll see me just stop talking and I be good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm straight. I'm good. I'm not finna argue with this nigga. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm straight on that. You know what I'm saying? Finna argue with this nigga about no word, man. This nigga do what he wanna do. Who cares? Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta know when to be quiet. You got to go back and forth with these niggas, man. For what? What are you proving? You lying to your own mind. Because you don't know when to close your mouth. He said, I was dumb with silence. I held my shalom even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me while I was musing, the fire burned. Then I spake with my tongue. Yahuwah make me to know my end and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Now, we didn't read that verse in Corinthians, but he said, man, take heed to him that stand lest he fall. Just sit back and realize how frail you are. You flesh and blood, you dust and ashes, man. You don't really realize how frail you are. But see, I'm going to say this because see, this is a whole nother thing. And we're not going to get into this right now. We can look at verse 9, though. He said, I was dumb. I opened not my mouth because thou did it. Now let's swing and look at John chapter 18. You know, sit back and look at it. The wicked were in front of this man accusing him and saying this and saying that and saying this and saying that. Saying all this stuff about him. And he was just sitting there quiet. Ain't say a word. He let them niggas run their mouth. Why did he let them run his mouth? Let's see why. Let's sit back and look at why. John chapter 18. Let's sit back and look at why the master didn't say nothing back. John chapter 18. Make sure we're in the right place with it. You might have to use the other place. John chapter 19, actually. 19 and 5. 19 and 5. What are we waiting for? Pilate therefore went forth again and saith unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that you may know that I find no fault in him. Then came Yahushua forth, wearing the crown of thorns and a purple robe. And Pilate saith unto them, Behold the man. When the chief priest therefore and the officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him. Pilate saith unto him, Take ye him and crucify him, for I find no fault in him. The Yahudim answered him, We have a Torah, and by our Torah he ought to die, because he made himself the son of Elohim. I ain't forgot about that point. You who are willing, I'm going to end with that point. Because I think that at this point we have ascertained what are we talking about your love being strong as death. You know what I'm saying? But still a few key more points we can hit with it. That ain't number 10, 15. This is what he say, right? Where Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was more than afraid. And went again into the judgment hall and saith unto Yahushua, Whence art thou? But Yahushua gave him no answer. He didn't answer him. Remember the scribes in the 26th chapter of Matthew, they bade him sway, say, man, we adjure thee by the living Elohim. Tell us if you be the son of Elohim, the Mashiach. Tell us. Because he wasn't answering these people when they were accusing him. See, this goes back to 1 Peter chapter 2. When he say, when he was reviled, he reviled not. When he was threatened, he threatened not. But he committed himself to him who judges righteously. Because sometimes you can defend yourself, and sometimes it's better to keep your mouth closed. And don't say nothing. That's why I say if a man can't bridle his tongue, then his religion is vain. Then you can't hold your mouth back. You can't keep your mouth closed. You don't know how to be quiet. You can't do that. You just sat back and said, see that murmuring, that complaining, some of that stuff. Man, you get your stuff. Hold on. I got you, brother. All right. You know, some of that stuff, man, that stuff gets you cut off, man. You don't know how to keep your mouth shut, man? That stuff get you cut off, man. That tongue gets you in trouble. The master told you in Matthew chapter 12, he said, by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. For you're going to give account for every idle word that you done said out your mouth. So you have to know, be able to keep your mouth tight. Because that mouth can get you damned. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to commit. You sit back looking at, I ain't fornicated. I ain't smoked no weed. I didn't eat no swine. But you ran your mouth though. See, you deceived your own heart because you couldn't keep your mouth bridled. You ran your mouth to the point you got yourself cut off. People have to take that into account. Nobody tells people that type of stuff. Some of the people in the wilderness got cut off because of their mouth. Because of their mouth. Because of their mouth. There's people in this book that got cut off because of their mouth. Man, look here. The way of salvation is very, very restricted. It's very, very disciplined. And it's a way that most people don't want to walk. They don't want to deal with that. If y'all sit back and say you are Yahudim, that's your religion, then you ought to know how to control your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm very strategic in pretty much everything that I do. You know what I'm saying? I just don't do stuff just to do it. So if I do something, it was thought out before I did it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I do have the ability to adjust on the fly and to make adjustments as it comes up. But that's only because I thought stuff out before I did it. Does that mean every time a pitfall or something unexpected come up that you necessarily have a plan in place for it? No, not all the time. But that's from preparation. You studying the word is your preparation. And it's your preparation to walk the minefield of life. Because you thought these things out before you did it. See, I got something that I got in the book of Proverbs, but I'm going to hold it. I'm not going to hit it tonight. And it ain't going to be on the framework of what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But Yahuwah willing, I'll be able to get it in on tomorrow. My apologies. Yahuwah willing, I'll be able to get it next week. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? People don't sit down and count the cost. They don't, because counting the cost is preparation of saying that this is, okay, I can afford this. We don't sit down and we don't look that out. That, can I afford this? You understand what I'm saying? Told y'all this before, lack of proper planning leads to piss poor performance. See, sometimes we could do stuff and we get a little success in the beginning, but because we didn't have we lacked proper planning and we didn't think stuff out, that success will not be long term. Because a lot of people don't sit down and think this word out and count the cost, and they feel like they have some success in gaining some knowledge or putting down certain things. It don't be long term. So therefore they don't endure for the long haul. And they end up falling off. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why these people falling off. You know what I'm saying? And you have to look at that. There's a lot of people I've seen like they not on the word like that no more. They ridicule it, you know what I'm saying? All type of stuff. And then be like Buddy in that video, butthole look like a grapefruit. You know what I'm saying? Because you following homos. You know what I'm saying? Come back to Songs of Solomon chapter 8. I pretty much done established that, but we're going to look at the master when it comes to that. Before I proceed with these last 2 points that Yahuwah willing, I would desire to take on. So, again, I'm going to read this. Goodness grief. This thing here, man. My lamb. So again, we're going to look at that word for strong. And it's Oz, it's strong, it's mighty, it's fierce. Power. Power. You know, and you could sit back and you could look at many places Well, this particular word is used in the word, you know what I'm saying? And in one of these places, as we look, I'm just looking at this thing, where that particular word is used. We could look. Let's go to Isaiah 25:1. Just look at one of the places where this word is used. Isaiah 25:1. Isaiah 25:1. Then we'll look at Genesis 49:1. And we'll be good at Songs of Solomon. And then we'll look at the master as it pertains to Israel. Isaiah 25:1. Yahuwah, thou art my Elohim, I will exalt thee. I will praise thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things. Thy counsel of old and faithfulness and truth. Again, this is said back telling you, Mashiach, come to Revelation chapter 3. He say your counsels are old. They've done wonderful things. Their faithfulness and truth. He said, I'll exalt thee and praise thy name. Well, let's look at something with Mashiach. Revelation chapter 3. Sit back and say, because you know he got the whore head. He got the gray head. So you'll sit back and look at your counsels. They are old. They're faithful and true. They've done wonderful things. Revelation chapter 3. Where's that? Verse 14. Make it 13. And he that have an ear, let him hear. Goodness grief. He that have an ear, let him hear. What the Ruach saith unto the synagogue. Unto the Malachim of the synagogue of the Laodiceans write, these things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of Elohim. I keep that in mind because I'm trying to do something about what this brother asked me, and I have to do this. Because I shared it with him, so I got to share it with y'all. So, excuse me. Knowing that he got the whore head, and he said he the faithful and true witness, and it states here that his counsels are of old and faithfulness and truth. Counsel is a recommended course of action. Mashiach said he'll lead you in and bring you out. So his counsels are faithfulness and truth to direct you in the way that you ought to go. He said he's the way, the truth, and the life. So he's directing you in the way that you ought to go. And they're faithful and they're true. So I think we read this on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? This man say he abide faithful. I'll get it in a minute. But what I was thinking about. John chapter 20, verse 30. And after John chapter 20, verse 30, 2 Timothy chapter 2. He says his works are wonderful. So we have to sit back and look at that with many wonderful works. Because he worked many wonderful works in the wilderness. And then Mashiach come through and he worked many wonderful works. That's why I say his counsels are old. They're wonderful. I will esteem him. I will exalt him. I will extol his name under Shamahim, as he said in another place. John chapter 20, verse 30. And many other signs truly did Yahushua in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book. But these are written that you might believe that Yahushua the Mashiach, the son of Elohim, that believing you might have faith through his name. Let's get Psalms chapter 40 real fast. Come here, thing. Psalm chapter 40, verse 5. Make it 4. Make it, matter of fact, just make it 1. Because this going to swing back to Isaiah. This Genesis 49 and 3 we're going to look at, but we're going to start at verse 1. Again, showing you how that love is strong as death. Look what the man say though. I waited patiently for Yahuwah. He inclined unto me and he heard my cry. We know this because he said that Abel's blood cried out from the ground and Yahuwah heard him. The same way it said that Elohim said that Elohim heard Mashiach because he feared when he died. Remember, Revelation 14 and 13 say, Baruch to them, saith the Ruach, who die in the Master, for their works do follow them. Because your blood cries out to him. He will hear that cry. He will hear that supplication. Because you went to the grave with the birthright and you didn't buck the grave for some beans. Your love was strong as death. Remember, he said they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony, and they loved not their own lives to the death. See, Paul told you in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, he said, we thus judge that if one died, we're all dead. And if we die, we live unto him who died for us and rose again. So you're supposed to already not love your life to the death, because you're already supposed to be dead to your own will and desires, living unto him. Therefore, it would be nothing for you to literally die and go to the grave with that birthright, because your immersion was saying, I'm going to go to the grave holding on to this birthright because I believe in it. That's why I tell you, if I'm going to immerse somebody, I'm going to ask them, do you believe Yahushua the son of Elohim? Yeah, I believe. All right. That means you believe in this birthright and you willing to go to the grave with it. And send somebody to coming up out the grave to receive it, because you can't see that. You don't see the land right now. You don't see the Ruach HaKodesh. You don't see that. You don't see yourself ruling the nations with a rod of iron, breaking them into pieces like a potter's vessel, receiving the morning star, receiving a stone written, you don't with your name written in it. You don't see that hidden manna. You don't see that tree of life in the midst of the paradise of Elohim. You don't see that. But you say you walk by faith and not sight. So you persuaded of that promises. Therefore, through faith and patience, you would inherit it. Abraham, through faith and patience, stood on the word and still didn't inherit the promise. Jacob did the same thing, still didn't inherit it. Isaac did the same thing, still didn't inherit it. David did the same thing, still didn't inherit it. Samson did the same thing, still didn't inherit it. Enoch did the same thing, still didn't get it. Abel didn't get it. Because he said, I persuaded of better things for us so that all us wouldn't be left behind, would be all made perfect. So that's why he go back, he preach to the spirits in prison so they can get a hold to it. Are you persuaded of the promise? If you persuaded by the promise, then your love going to be strong as death, and you will utterly give up your whole household to get it. That's why I say, if you hate, he that hate his life shall gain it. Because you would literally give up everything in your house. You would give up the malice. Well, we'll look at the things that in the house. You give up everything of the flesh. You give up everything of man, so that you could die. And he said, if a man could give up every love for everything in his house, would be utterly condemned. You would relinquish it. You would release it. Because your love would be strong as death. People love is not strong as death. They really don't believe like that. That's why they don't relinquish this stuff. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Niggas feel how they want to feel. You know what I'm talking about? But that's what it is, though. Dang, what I had. Psalm 40:1, I'm sorry. I waited patiently for Yahuwah, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. So we sit back and you look at it. He bring you up out that grave, and he gonna set you on that chief cornerstone. Whosoever believe on him shall not be ashamed. He say, he that hear these sayings of mine is like a man who built his house or his body or his tabernacle or his on a rock. And when everything comes, this person will not be moved, because his house is built on a rock. That's why he say, I'm going to shake the Shamahim and the rats, and those things that do not move will be signifying of standing in the kingdom. Because your love would be strong as death. It's how your mind got to formulate. It's how you got to look at this stuff. It's how you got to move. This is a heart of faith we talking about right now. He said, he'll put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto Elohim. Many shall see it, fear, and shall trust Yahuwah. Baruch is that man that make Yahuwah his trust and respect not the proud, nor as such turn aside the lie. You know, that's our problem. Yahuwah say he resists the proud, give favor unto the humble. See, niggas respect proud niggas. See, you know, them people thought the master was proud. Who this nigga think he is? You know what I'm saying? Because they were fake niggas. Because he fake niggas. That's why they look at that man like that. The man ain't do nothing to these people. But keep it 100. But keep it solid. I don't like that nigga, man. Drop a dime on this nigga. That's what they did. Stand this nigga. Nigga always think he knows something. Nigga always think he right. Nigga always trying to sit back to my... That's how they were looking at him. Master looking at the niggas like, man, whatever. Check this out, though. Put this in your pipe and smoke it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, dash them niggas every time he seen them. He didn't have to do it. He just did it sometimes. He didn't do it all the time. Just sometimes he had to let them know. Find you somebody to play with. Find you somebody to play with. Sit your monkey behind down somewhere, man. Get your mind right. Get your soul right. Niggas don't want to get their soul right for real. This stuff cannon fodder for niggas, man. Stuff is coffee table talk, man. You know what I'm saying? This is real life right here, man. Show soul. This is real life. This is real life, man. Real life. You will live or you will die. Ain't no in between. What you want? He say, many, O Yahuwah my Elohim, are thy wonderful works which thou hast done, and thy thoughts which us towards. They cannot be reckoned up in order unto thee. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Let's sit back and think of the many wonderful things that Mashiach did. Because for time, we don't have time to go read it. Let's see. He fed a multitude of 5,000 people. He fed a multitude of 7,000 people. He rose people from the dead. Hold on. He healed the blind. He opened the mouth of the dumb. He cast out evil ruachs out of men. What else did this man do? He turned water into wine. What else did this man do? He caused the sea to be still and the wind to be still. What else did this man do? He told the lame to get up and walk. What else did this man do? He healed a woman the issue of blood for 18 years. Wonderful. What else did this man do? This man got up on a stake and was impaled and died and resurrected from the dead. Many wonderful works have you done, and your counsels are faithfulness and truth, because he told you this man was going to do this stuff before he did it, and he was faithful in what he stated. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 5. Now how you can't follow that when somebody keeping it all the way 100? He kept his word every time. See, liars can't follow Yahuwah. That's why he hate him, and that's why liars hate him. Niggas that's phony and flawed ain't finna follow this man. No way, no how. It's just gonna be fake servitude like the Pharisees was doing, like the scribes were doing, like the Sadducees was doing. My apologies, not 2 and 5, y'all. 2 and 11. That's all it's gonna be. 2 and 11, 2 Timothy. Let's get it. It is a faithful saying, for if we be dead with him, we shall also live with him. For love is strong as death. So if you're going to be dead with him, you're going to live with him. Because he got to keep his word. He told you my dead men, thy dead men going to live with my dead body. Is he a liar? He said, Elohim is not a man that he should lie, nor the son of a man that he should repent. Should he say it, shall he not do it? So if this man say this is a faithful saying, that if we die with him, we going to live with him. Yes, Yahweh already spoke it to you. In Numbers, Moses already told you that the man ain't no lie. He going to do what he say. Why do you not believe that? If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he will also deny us. If we believe not, yet he abide faithful. He cannot deny himself, because his counsels are faithfulness and truth. This man already told you that. So because you don't believe, Romans 3 and 3, so you don't believe, that means I'm going to deny myself? Niggas, you serious? Are you serious right now? I'm going to deny myself because you don't believe it. All right. You don't get no more 100 with that. So that's going to sway and change me because you don't believe it. Who cares what you believe, nigga? Dudes get mad at me because I be telling them like, bro, I don't care if you believe it or not. How could you say because I'm dead? I don't care. You believe it or not, it's not going to change anything. Make it verse 1 in Romans chapter 3. You believe it is not going to change nothing. I don't know why dudes think just because if all of a sudden if you believe it, this is going to have a drastic change and what's going on. It's not. It's not. It doesn't matter. You ain't got to believe it. What that mean to me? I believe in Elohim, so I ain't seeking no honor from you, so you believe in it makes absolutely nothing to me. Period. And that's where they'll sit back. See, that's that pride, and you can't tell them nothing. Whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? My confidence is in my Elohim. Whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? People are not used to being around confident people. People are not used to being around self-disciplined people. People are not used to being around authentic people. You know what I'm saying? People are not used to people who live how they say they live. Not when it's convenient for them. You got to ride all the time. Not when it's convenient for you. You know what I'm saying? See, niggas don't ride all the time. They ride when it's convenient. That's why they don't have no patience. They don't wait on Yahuwah, and that's why they going to fall flat on their face. You know what I'm saying? Tell you something, man, that faith is the greatest gift a man can receive. Ain't nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it. Especially when he show himself strong on your behalf. He gonna show yourself strong in his behalf because you done gave your life up for him. Niggas don't be really giving their life up for this man, for real. And it shows. I'm talking about our people as a whole. I ain't talking about none of y'all specifically, but if you fall in that category, I suggest you repent. Change your mind and your thought process and get a new heart, a new ruach. I just be talking about the stuff that I see in general for the last 7 years. You know what I'm saying? For the last 7 years, that's what I see. Men who don't really actually believe. Men that are actually not persuaded of these promises. Men that are slothful in their labor and they don't execute in faith and patience to receive that. You know what I'm saying? It's not many people that would endure being homeless or being hungry or being naked. They'll go push it themselves. And then try to say, Yahuwah baruched me with this. This was Yahuwah's will that I received this. No, nigga, you did that on your own. He just let you get with your own desire, your own heart, for your own condemnation. That's what that is, nigga. Know the difference. Know your Elohim. Know that this man does not reward in patience. Know that he rewards them that wait on them. He say, wait on your Elohim continually. Keep his word and wait on him. He's faithful. He is faithful. Do we not believe this, that this man is faithful? You know, I was having a conversation earlier. I'm going to tell y'all something too. And I'm just going to tell y'all this here because I know this here are dealing with that depression earlier in the year, right? I'm going to tell y'all something real, right? Just check this out. This is real rap right here. You know what I'm talking about? Now, there were certain things that were coming at me that I knew it was the adversary. You know what I'm saying? But I was in a state where I wasn't strong enough at that point to bat that off like I normally would. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that the adversary come with is doubt. Anyone that comes and sows doubt to you at any point in your life, period, that is of the adversary. That is not of Elohim. Elohim does not sow doubt. He sows faith. You know what I'm saying? He does not sow doubt. You know what I'm saying? He does not do that. Hashatan sows doubt. That's what he do. That's how he came at Eve. That's how he came at David. That's how he comes at everybody. He has to get you to doubt. It doesn't necessarily have to be doubting Elohim. It could be doubting yourself. It could be doubting something that you're doing. It could be doubting your partner. It could be doubting whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's how he rolls. Because once he can sow the seed of doubt, all Sheol can break loose after that. All manner of hell can break loose after that. All manner. All manner of confusion can break loose after that. And that's where he can come in and cause his chaos and wreak havoc. That's how he operates. Straight up and down. Yahuwah sows faith. Strong faith. Power. That's what he brings. You catch anybody bringing doubt to you, the adversary is using that individual. That does not necessarily mean that this person know that the adversary is using them. I'm not even going to go as far to say that the individual is wicked. Got to take stuff on a case-by-case basis sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people don't realize that they're being used by the adversary. But I will say is that the adversary is using someone, you can say that they are carnal. I will say that, though. Because the adversary cannot use a spiritual being. Spiritual beings do not sow doubt. They don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Spiritual people eliminate doubt and call people to trust in the living Elohim. That's what they do. Carnal-minded people sow doubt to get you to trust in yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's bottom line. This is why the master told Peter, get behind me, Satan, for thou savorest the things that be a man and not the things that be a Elohim. Because Peter was still carnal at the time. So he couldn't understand the fact that the master is telling them, I got to be beaten, you know what I'm saying, and to suffer many things from the scribes and the chief priests and, you know, and raise again on the third day. He couldn't understand that. So he was like, nah, this not going to happen to you. He said, you ain't finna sow no doubt in my mind, Hashatan. Man, I got to make it do what it do, baby. You ain't finna sow that in my head. But Peter's not aware that this man is using this here because of his carnal thinking. Him not understanding the scriptures and understanding the faithfulness of these testimonies that this man has to suffer that. But I'm telling y'all, this man is real talk, man. If doubt is being sown, whether if it even be thoughts in your own head, that's the adversary. If people are doing it, that's the adversary. That's not Elohim. Your Elohim don't operate like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't operate like that. If you know that you solid in whatever it is that you're doing, how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself, and whatever avenue it may be, word first. Don't let nobody convince you that you're not what you are. If you know you standing firm as a good, upright man or woman in the word, don't let nobody convince you that you're not. Don't let them project their faults and their flaws on you. Don't let nobody do you like that. You know you on your job and you at your job and you doing what you supposed to be doing. Don't let nobody make you think you not. If you know you being a good father, a good mother, don't let nobody convince you that you not. I'm talking about if you know you are. Because if you know you are, you ain't even got to tell nobody. You already know you holding it down. You know if you're not, and you know if you are. I'm talking about in every avenue of which I just spoke, not singling one out. I'm talking about all of them. Whatever it might be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you're doing, if you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you hold it down, don't let nobody convince you otherwise. Don't let nobody do that to you. Don't let nobody do that to you. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you got to fight back. That doesn't mean you got to say nothing back. That means remain firm and confident in what you standing on. Don't let nobody make you think you lesser than what you are. Don't allow nobody to have that type of power over your mind to do you like that. Nobody, especially not the adversary. Don't let nobody do you like that. Romans 3:1. What advantage then have the Yahudim, or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of Elohim. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Elohim without effect? Elohim forbid, let Elohim be true, but every man a lie, as it is written, that thou might be justified in thy sayings, and thou might overcome when thou art judged. It don't matter if you believe it or not. Elohim be true, every man a lie. It don't matter if you believe the word. You not believing is going to make the faith of Elohim of none effect because you don't believe it. The scribes and Pharisees didn't believe on this man. They didn't believe on this man. They didn't believe on this man. Matter of fact, let's look at that in Matthew chapter 26. Let's look at what these niggas say. Let's sit back and say straight on what they said. Did that make the faith of Elohim of none effect? Matter of fact, make it, yeah, is it 20? I want 27 a little different spot. Not what y'all used to, what we used to read. A little different spot. 27 and 63. Saying, sir, we remember that deceiver said while he was yet alive, after 3 days I will rise again. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the third day, lest the disciples come by night and steal him away, and say unto the people, he's risen from the dead. So the last error shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, you have a watch, go your way, make it as sure as ye can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. Now, we sit back and look at it, right? We know that they say if you be the son of Elohim, come down from the state. This man say they destroy this house and he'll build it up in 3 days. These people ain't believe nothing he said. That didn't make the faith of Elohim of none effect, because this man still rose from the dead. It didn't make the words that were faithfulness or true that were spoken of old of none effect, because the man did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he wonderful works. He said, and he did them. And he did them. And he did them. Don't get no realer than that. How you not going to follow that? Come back to Isaiah chapter 25. How you not going to follow that? You ain't going to follow that because you not real. That's why people don't follow that. They ain't real. Real people are not loved. We sit back and say that, but guess what? The world ain't told you that first. Yahuwah told you that first. Yahuwah told you they ain't going to love you if you're real. You ain't need the world to tell you that. Elohim told you that. 25:1, right? He said, O Yahuwah, thou art my Elohim, I will exalt thee, I will praise thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things. Thy counsel of old are faithfulness and truth. That's why he said, I'm the faithful and true witness. I bear witness to all these things. I was faithful in doing it, and I bear witness to it in the flesh. He said, if you don't believe me for my work's sake, he said, believe me for my words. He said his works bear witness. He's showing he was faithful and true. His works bear witness. That man's love was strong as death. He gave up everything in his house. For thou hast made a city a heap, of a defenced city a ruin, a palace of strangers, to be no city. It shall never be built. Therefore shall the strong people esteem thee. The city of the terrible nation shall fear thee. For thou hast been strength to the poor, and a strength to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat, when the blast of the terrible ones is as a storm against the wall. See, this man say, strong people will esteem thee. You know, he said, you know, we talked about this about a week or so ago. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, he say, my favor is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. The strong people that will esteem him is to say, well, I am, my servant will be also, and I will honor him. And you will esteem this man in your behavior, in your conduct, and in your faith. So the strong people are the people of the faith that will esteem him. Why? 1 Timothy chapter 1. So you have to be willing to do this here if your love going to be strong as death to be able to esteem this man. Let's see why. My apologies. 2 Timothy chapter 1 is verse 8 that I want. But make it 7 though. Praise y'all for the word. Pray somebody gets something out of it. I still got one more matter, and I'm probably not going to get to it tonight as I see. I didn't set it up though. Because I'm going to take my time on that and truly lay that out in a proper fashion as it so eloquently deserves. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Come on. It's over with for you, man. It's over. Give me a hug. Give me a kiss. Give me a hug. Mwah. 2 Timothy 1 and 8. 1 and 7, my apologies. But Elohim has not given us the ruach of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Notice that their love is strong as death. He ain't gave you no fear. So you're supposed to have that power. Because he said love is strong as death. So your love for Elohim is supposed to give you that power, knowing that you will overcome death the same way the Master did. He says, who is he that overcome the world? But he that believe that Yahushua is the son of Elohim. This is the victory, even our faith. If you believe that he overcame death because of the love that he had towards his Father, the love that he had towards us, then you would have to know if you reciprocate that love and that faith back unto him, that you would overcome it as well. Therefore, there'd be no need for fear. Perfect love cast out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. Your faith is not complete. I always say they love not their own lives to the death. Your faith needs to be complete. Why should you fear? Psalm 27 real fast. Psalm 27:1. Yahuwah is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahuwah is the strength of my life. Whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though a host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of Yahuwah, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of Yahuwah all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of Yahuwah, to inquire in his temple. He say, if war would rise up against me, in this I will be confident. Your confidence is your faith. You know what this war is to sit back looking at? Come on to Revelation 13. I'm finna get ready to let y'all depart. Revelation 13, in verse 6. It's just what we were talking about. Like I say, Esau going to do the reverse. Esau wasn't willing to go to the grave for the birthright. Therefore, it's why he sold it for some beans. And the beast is going to come back and try to get you to sell your birthright so you can buy or sell, so you can eat, so you can get clothes. That's what he's going to do. We'll read Revelation chapter 20 right after that. Swing back to the 2 Timothy chapter 1, and we're going to kind of wind that down. 13 and 6. And he opened it, make it 5. Matter of fact, make it 4. And they worshipped the serpent, which gave power unto the beast. They worshipped the beast, saying, who was like unto the beast, who was able to make war with him. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Elohim, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in Shamahim. And it was given unto him to make war with the Kadeshim and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. Before I go any further, come over here to Genesis 27. Because it said he was given power to make war with the Kadeshim. So we got to sit back and we're going to have to look at something. We're going to have to sit back and look at how Esau sat back and wanted to go to war, but yet he wasn't given power to go to war against the Kadeshim at that time. He was stopped and it was set up for another time. Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. Now she told him to hit him after that. Matter of fact, we didn't have to read that there. You go read Genesis, what? I think that is, 33? And Jacob and Esau meet each other. And Jacob thinking that Esau was going to murder him, but Esau didn't. The reason being because what's written in the book of Proverbs. When a man way pleases Yahuwah, he make his enemies to be at shalom with him. So he calls that to cease. But in the end, he's going to allow Esau to do that exact same thing, because Esau is going to hate you for the blessing of which your father has given you. Because you'll be testifying against him and bearing witness to that blessing. Because remember, he said they overcame him by the blood of the land and the word of their testimony. You have to understand that. You have to know that. Come back to Revelation chapter 13. Why you think this man going to go to war with you? Because he been wanting to go to war with you. Because he hate what you possess. Because he hated that. He said he despised his birthright. So therefore he's going to despise anything attached to it. Look what he says. 13 and 6 or 7 again. And it was given unto him to make war with the Kadeshim, to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. Remember, he said he'll rule once he get dominion. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Well, let's drop on down about verse 15. We'll make it 13. We'll make it 12. We just drop down, run it down. Look what he say. And he exercised all power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth of them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he do great wonders, so that he make fire come down from Shamahim on their racks in the sight of men. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Saying to them that dwell on their racks, they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and lived, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Because see, he wants you to set a seal on your arm and in your heart like Yahuwah's done. We done went through this too many times. You got to understand that. You got to know that he wants you to make a covenant agreement with him. That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So the same way that Esau despised his birthright for something to eat, you're not going to be able to buy or sell. He going to want you to despise your birthright and give it up for natural things just like he did. But we don't have to read Revelation chapter 20. You know he said he's seen under the altars those who were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, because they would not take the image of the worship the image of the beast, nor receive the mark of his name. Because this man want to kill you with the sword. And your love got to be strong as death, knowing that you will reign as a priest with Mashiach for 1,000 years, and you'll dwell in the kingdom of Elohim. Because Baruch and Kadesh is he that have part in the first resurrection, upon whom the second death have no power. He said, whosoever live and believe in me shall never taste death. Believe this? That's a faithful saying. Is your love strong enough towards death for you to endure that? For you to endure that. Because the master love was strong enough to endure that. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. Second Timothy 1 and 7. What do we got? For Elohim has not given us the ruach of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Be not therefore ashamed of the testimony of our master. Don't be ashamed of it. Nor of me his prisoner, but be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of Elohim. Sit back and be able to know that the power of Elohim is for your love to be as strong as death. Let's finish that Song of Solomon 8:6. We ended with that. Because remember, he said, he that hated his life in this world will gain it. So you have to be willing. Matter of fact, hold on. Romans chapter 1 verse 28. Because I said I was going to do that, and I'm going to do it. And Galatians chapter 5. And then we'll look at Songs of Solomon 8. Look at the things that you need to give up out of your house. These are things you need to give up out of your house. Get that stuff out your house. You know what I'm saying? You know, in the book of Job, he said, if iniquity be in your tabernacle, remove it and put it far from thee. Get that stuff up out your house. Romans 1 and 28. And as they did not like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness. So remember, he said it's not what's outside of man that defile him, but what come out of a man. It's not what he put in a man, it's what come out. Because out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, and they defile a man. So you have to get this stuff out your house. That unrighteousness, that fornication, the wickedness, the coveting, the maliciousness, the envy, the murdering, the debating, the lying, the malignity, the whispering, the backbiting, and the hating of Elohim, being spiteful, your pride, your boasting, thinking on evil things all the time, disobeying your parents, lacking understanding of the word, breaking your agreements, no natural affection, you're unmerciful, you're implacable. All that stuff got to go. Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. Actually. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, that rebellion, your hatred, your variance, wanting to just be contentious and go against stuff, just being stupid. The emulations, the wrath, the strife, the sedation, the heresy, the envyings, the murderings, the drunkenness, the revilings, all that stuff got to go. That man say, he that hate his life in this world will gain it. So as much as you had love and taking pleasure in doing them things, it's the same amount of power and strength that you should have in hating those things. Songs of Solomon chapter 8. Songs of Solomon 8 and 6. So again, set me as a seal upon thy heart and a seal upon thy arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are as the coals of fire, which have a most vehement flame. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would be utterly contemned. So you have to sit back and look at all that substance that's in your house. All those things that we just mentioned in Romans 1 and Galatians 5. You would give all those things up for love. If you truly love this man, if you truly believe in this man, you would give all that up. But hallelujah for Yahushua and the word. We stop it right there. We stop it right there.